Tonight, Jimmy's stalker is back in a big way. She's also angry at us for not reading her entire message. And who knows what else we'll have on the thing tonight with confessions. So let's all go into the box and see what we've got. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Step into the box. Tell Jimmy and Lee your sins. Welcome, my brothers of the cloth. Of the cloth.
I like your, what were you called when what is the name of that candlestick?
I don't have menorah. I don't have wafers, but I got a
Menorah.
biscuit. I got a biscuit. So is that like if I just break the biscuit in half and go?
The body of Christ. I got the blood of Christ. You got the body. Oh boy. Well, we've got.
I have a confession.
Oh wow!
Yes,
wow!
yeah.
It's hop right
Yeah.
in.
Straight out of the box.
We were waiting for Lee last night. We didn't know that he had family issues, but as me and Tyler were waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, I was drinking profusely, and I got pretty twisted, and I ended up out in the backyard by my fire pit. I actually fell asleep out there, with the wine glass in my hand.
Dancing around the fire pit like a
Yeah.
Indian?
Yeah, I was like some kind of a Halloween ceremony. I was doing back there, you know.
Sacrifice.
I thought I saw black birds flying around and bells. I was stripping. I drank so much because I didn't eat, you know. But anyway, did everything work out, Lee? Is everything okay with the family?
Yeah, so far good. I actually might try to get up there today to see him because here in Australia, my daughter's visiting. It's Father's Day in Australia today.
Oh, happy Father's Day!
Happy Father's Day!
Thank you.
Yeah.
Being a father of the cloth, thank you.
Double entendre, father.
And happy Father's Day to you, being fellow fathers of the cloth.
Nice.
It's good to be one, metaphorically.
Father.
And another confession that Jimmy could confess is he ripped his shirt. So
Yes.
he's working
Yes.
on, he is another,
So actually,
clothman.
I have to confess, one of my guys at work, Will, we call him AKA Tin Man. He watches the show religiously. He loves it. So I want to, a huge shout out to Will, AKA Tin Man, because I told him I needed a priest outfit. So he immediately went online and he asked me what size my neck was. I haven't measured my neck in years. It used to be 20 or I don't know what the hell it was, but it was, obviously it ain't that anymore. But so he was reading off numbers, and I'm like, yeah, all right. I said, my neck ain't at 20 anymore. That sounds good. So he ordered it. We got it the next day. I gave him the cash for it. It was $32 for the whole getup, and I was all excited. And I came home and I tried to put it on quick, and it looked like it was gonna fit, but I didn't actually put it on until tonight. So when I came home tonight, I tried to put it on. I couldn't get my fucking arms in there. I had to cut the sleeves off, and then I was trying to button it, and I couldn't get it around the neck, and then I had it like 3-4 buttons, and of course Jimmy the Bull, I lost my shit, and I just tore this shit off like the Hulk, man. And I just threw it on the ground, and I was fucking stepping on it, and that was it. So
look at that. See how this show changes. See how this show changes people. There's Jimmy telling a story about how he got mad and aggravated.
Oh, I got very. You had to see me.
But he didn't go to that crazy place Jimmy normally gets. So you see how this show is a calming effect on Jimmy?
Yeah, it was just like a second of an outburst. I tore it off. I threw it on the ground. I stepped on it 3 or 4 times, and then I kicked it into the corner of the kitchen.
But normally, if you're on after hours right now, you would have been like, and the fucking shirt didn't fit, and I fucking feel it. See how this show, you told the story, but you stayed on a nice.
You're right. I kind of,
It's the candle.
I lit the candles. I poured myself a glass of wine, and all of a sudden, instantly, I just came down like an elevator. And I was like, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go.
And speaking of being ready to go, boy, we have a lot of confessions. Better, longer, more thorough, and deeper than ever.
Are we gonna start off with Jimmy Stalker? We'll get that out the way.
Yeah, that's slide number 2. I made
Jimmy.
we've done with the production value. If you can't tell, by the way, we're going next level with this. We got slides. We're going to show your confession on air while reading it. So with that, let's get into the confession booth.
Also, Tyler,
yes.
before you, I don't want to interrupt, but
no, you're good.
I also want to apologize. We have to apologize to the person. I forget his name.
It's the first slide, man. It's the first slide.
Oh, okay.
We got him. Yeah. Let's get into
I
the
feel terrible.
booth.
The guy lost his mom, and he.
Oh, it's a whole thing. All right. Well, check it out. Yeah. First slide. It's a follow-up. Wow, look at this amazing view technology. Tyler, it says, Tyler, I'm a bit insulted that you accused me of lying about my confession. I did. If you'll recall, last episode, I said this guy must be lying because you can't magnetically catch coins with a magnet. And he says, I take pride in being honest. Maybe I should have clarified that I live in Canada and they were Canadian coins. I have attached video proof, which we have here.
Oh.
Look at that.
Wow.
Look at that.
So I am so I have to confess, or rather apologize. Yeah. I'm so sorry.
Well,
I had no idea. That just goes to show you my American is showing. I don't
know.
Well,
America, our coins are copper. So a magnet wouldn't really, nickel,
well, it's
copper.
The same here. The same here. The magnet won't pick up coins here. So
no, it won't pick up coins. It won't.
We'll have to go to Canada.
We really didn't doubt his story, but we were doubting the magnetic. You did? All right.
Yeah.
So anyway, we want to apologize. We're not like that. We're not here to, when people confess to us, good, bad, and different, crazy, whatever it is, we're not here to bash anybody. We want to help everybody. We want to shed some light on it, because we have our own shit going on too. So we definitely apologize that the Canadian coins are magnetic. Yes, we are very sorry.
I'm sorry.
And shalom.
And shalom. That's so nice.
Shalom.
Just one more time, everyone. Take a look.
Shalom.
It really works like that.
We'll have to go to Canada so we can empty the fountains.
Yeah, I was just going to say that, man. I said, that's where we got to go. We got to get a fucking magnet, head up to Canada. Hit all the fountains in the area.
Yeah.
So that's our follow-up for that. Just a quick follow-up.
Oh, also, I want to just add that, the guy, he's a loyal fan of the show. He watches us all the time. He's lost his mom. He's never been the same since, like me. So he kind of mirrored me a little bit, and my heart went out to him. So, yes, absolutely. So we love you, and we're very sorry for that.
We're sorry.
And to your friend Will, was it? Will, thank you for watching. Will, thank you.
We don't have names. No names exchanged.
No, Jimmy already said Will. Will, his mate, watches the show religiously.
Well, Will's going to get a kick out of that. That's why I mentioned his name on the show because
certainly.
We're talking about Will. Not a confessor. No, we're talking about Tin Man. He took me under his wing from the beginning when I first got the job. We go upstate every day with the dump trailers. I didn't know where the hell I was. And Will took me by the hand, and he just showed me all the ropes and the different quarries and the dump spots, and how to get back and forth, and 4 or 5 different highways to get back home. So he really helped me out, and I'm much more confident. 8, 9 months later, So Will, I love you, man, and thank you for helping me. And I just wanted to mention that on the show. And thanks for the shirt. Didn't fit. We're gonna go to another one.
I wanna know, how does your training partner John, who was there with his shirt off, feel about Will taking you by the hand and showing you where to dump?
Well, John's a very jealous person, so I try not to tell him too much because he freaks out. He's very jealous. Yeah.
Gets suspicious, makes up scenarios in his head.
Also he don't bash me, but he makes me feel terrible. Like the other day, I was cleaning the shower stall in the room. I rent the room to various friends, So before the guy moved in, I being me, I vacuum, I clean the windows, I clean the bathroom, I clean the closet. I'm very thorough. So I was in the bathroom cleaning, scrubbing my hands on my knees in the sink, and then I was in the shower and I was scrubbing the shower down, And he calls me. I had the headset on. And he's like, "What are you doing? We got to go to the gym." I says, "Well, you told me Friday. Now it's Thursday. I got to clean this room. I'm scrubbing the shower down." He goes, "You're scrubbing the shower down?" He goes, "What the hell happened to you?" What? He goes, wait, you're 64 years old, you break your ass, your wife's a millionaire, and here you are, scrubbing your ass off in a shower. He goes, what'd you do? Where'd you go wrong? I said, John, take it easy, man. I said, I didn't go wrong anywhere, bro. I said, the guy needs a room. He's a friend of mine. I'm cleaning the room. Why are you making me feel like shit? He goes, your wife's probably on the beach sipping martinis. You're over there scrubbing the shower, still down, 64 years old, breaking your ass, no money. I said, John, please stop, He goes, I don't understand. I went, click. I was hung up. I couldn't take it anymore.
You don't have so much room for that.
It made me feel like a fucking worm, man.
You're like the real life Cinderella, Jimmy.
They're telling me what I got to take, to get back my strength. He wants me to take MK677. I don't know what the hell that is. Some kind of peptide. You heard of it, Lee?
Yeah, I've heard of it. Yeah.
Is it any good?
I don't know. I've never really got into peptides. If you're going to put a needle in yourself, just take the real shit, I say. But...
So he's doing that peptide, right? Mm-hmm. And he just picked up some Anavar now, and he's been doing the Cypionate. And now he's on a kick. He's eating he's over my house. He's eating the Rice Krispie. I said, what are you doing with the Rice Krispie? He goes, oh, you got to have Rice Krispie before you go to the gym. He goes, come on, try one. I said, fucking Rice Krispie? I said, I don't want a Rice fucking Krispie. He goes, oh, come on, you got a Rice Krispie. Try. He pumps you up, man. You get a good... I tried the Rice Krispie once. I ate it on the way to the gym. We were driving there. I ate the fucker. I had major fucking heartburn in the gym from the Rice Krispie. I was drinking a gallon of water. I'll never... Then he came, after we left the gym, I said, John, I'll never eat a Rice Krispie again. Don't ever ask me to eat fucking... He goes, no, you need it. Look at you. In the gym, I need you, man. You got to spot me. I need your motivation. What happened to you? I said, what happened to me? I work fucking 14 hours a day. I'm dead fucking tired. I get up 1 a.m. I'm going to 64 years old. I had my fucking day. I'm lucky I'm still here training. And you want to break my balls? Tell me I have a Kit Kat, MK677, and an Anavar, and an Anadrol, Sustanon, and Winston V, and fucking suspension. How much shit you think I can do at my age? I said, I don't need any of that shit. I want to just train in the gym, and I hate fucking LA Fitness. How about that? You want to start getting fucking serious? I don't like LA Fitness. I hate this fucking gym, and I don't like this fucking people in this fucking place. And that's how we left it. He dropped me off. He didn't talk to me for about 3 days. Then he wants to tell me how to bench. He's got me in the gym. He wants to tell me how to bench. He goes, you're not doing it right. You gotta do it. I says, wait a minute. I said, hold the phone. I swear. You want to tell me how to fucking work out and bench? Are you fucking serious right now? I said, I fucking traveled the world. I did bench seminars all over the fucking world. I did over 1,000. You're gonna tell me how I got to fucking bench? You've been home in Huntington your whole fucking life. You want to tell me how to fucking bench? We had like a little bit of an argument. He didn't talk to me for like 3 days. I had to call him up and
Imagine how much you could have benched, Jimmy, if you had a bench the right way. Could you imagine?
Yeah, right. The thing is, I don't want to complain because I know we got to do the confession, but I train a certain way. I like to go in the gym. I hit one body ball. I like to do force benches, flat flies, pec deck cables. I do an array of exercises for the chest. Takes me about a good hour to really knock them all out. You know what I mean? He likes to just go in, do flat bench. I spot him. He gets his 315 for whatever reps, 5, 6, and he's happy. Then he goes over to the pec deck and does 2, 3 sets, and he's ready to get out of the gym. And I said, this is not really a workout, John. I said, you're concentrating on the bench because you want to see what you can do on the bench, but there's other exercises involved. There's flat flies. There's incline flies. There's cables. There's pec deck. There's sit down. I like the sit down seated machine.
That's a good one.
There's right, yeah, it's a good one. It's very, very. I like to hit all. I do a nice wide range of shit for my chest in the hour. I like to hit it hard because I only train chest once a week. And he does like a half-ass, so I can't deal with it, man. I love the guy to death, but I can't deal with the workouts that he does, Anyway, Correct. That's my confession for today.
And with that, we're back in the box.
I got to get some more wine. I can hear you. Go ahead.
All right. Here comes the next confession then. That was our follow-up with the magnet. Very good that we were able to squash that beef. I felt very satisfied about that beef.
That was more like a Mythbusters thing he did, wasn't it?
It was nice. I appreciate that, and I'm humbled.
No, we learned something. We learned that Canadian coins can be picked up with a magnet. Now, other people, too, might have learned that. So people that have lost coins in weird places can go get them now with a magnet.
Canada is just a place of mysteries.
We're all about educating people on this show.
Yes. All right, and now this next one is all about Jimmy. We are
Yep.
following up with our sex
Get the wine.
stalker.
Jimmy.
And
get the
she's
wine.
upset. And she's upset with me.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, here
She's
it
gonna.
is.
Is this one of these marry, kill, and whatever? She's gonna kill you, marry Jimmy, and.
I
Here
think
I am.
Hey, I don't know. Okay, Jimmy. So
Yeah.
can you
Please.
hit me over the pipe organ? Okay.
Oh,
Yes.
it's beautiful. I love the pipe organ. I'm actually going to go to church tomorrow because you're
That's
putting me
fine.
in the mood. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh wow, the church mood. Okay.
Yeah.
This one is a follow-up / furthering
Yes.
of the saga, and she was upset because I had to censor her smut story last week. Here's the thing. You know, at the end of the day, we're an entertainment channel on YouTube. YouTube's got advertising restrictions, so we gotta somewhat make it radio friendly. That said, I think for redemption, I've got her entire story this time. I've censored the absolute parts that we just can't say on air. And what if Lee Priest narrated it? Would that be cool? I think
It's hard for me to read on my. It's hard for me to read on my phone.
I was afraid that might happen. All right, so I have to read this.
Yes.
Fair enough. All right, so enough.
Next time I'll go on my email and I'll put the link for it. No, but then if the computer screen comes on,
the only
it
thing,
takes.
the only thing I can say, Tyler, okay, you said it's a little deep in some parts, but, it is a confession. And, we really shouldn't. I mean, are we responsible for people's confession? Or is it our.
We're working within our parameters, and it's going to work out. Here
We
go.
can only do so much. We can only do so
Thank
much. It's
you.
up to the man upstairs to really take over.
Yeah.
We're just like the conduit between the person confessing and God. We're just like the mailman.
Yeah.
We're taking their thing up to him, and then he'll decide what box it goes in.
Yeah.
I got you.
And God said, Tyler, this is a little hot and heavy for air,
Yeah.
So anyways, here it is.
Is this the new one or the old one?
Yeah, she says, Dear Tyler, I do not feel absolved from last week's confession. I cannot be absolved if my entire confession is not read. I explained why it wasn't.
The person's got a point there. Yeah.
I know. I ran into Jimmy this week at 7-Eleven. I was parked, drinking my coffee. My thoughts were wondering. Hoping to see
Hold on.
Jimmy,
Jimmy, did you go to 7-Eleven this week?
I did a couple of times, yeah.
Okay.
Of course.
I go every morning around 2:15 a.m. I'm there.
Whoa.
Yeah. And a matter of fact, I got to say something. I was there. What's today? So Friday morning, I went to 7-Eleven, my usual spot, and it was very crowded. I was kind of taken back. I was saying to myself, what the fuck are all these people doing at 7-Eleven at fucking 2:15 in the morning? Drinking coffee. One girl had pink fucking hair. She was with a boyfriend, and they're buying like a pizza and chicken legs, and all this shit was going on. I'm like, I never seen so many people at 7-Eleven. Where the fuck are they all going? What are they doing here at 2:15 in the morning?
One was your stalker.
Yeah.
I don't know, because this is my point. There was many cars there, many people. It was very busy.
Well,
and I was very surprised at that time of the
And
morning.
one was looking at you, Jimmy. One was looking at you.
Well,
and
now
guess
after this, I'm starting to wonder now.
Well, Jimmy, you're gonna get a clue. You're not gonna.
There you go.
I can't believe
Read it.
myself that it's gonna happen. Well, there's this story. There's some literary clues, but there's also an image. That's right. This sent us an image.
Get out!
Oh.
Guess what? The image wasn't good for air either, but I censored it. I censored it, Jimmy, just enough to make it air friendly enough.
Okay.
Very PG-13, flirting with you.
Let's get back to the reading.
That's very priesthood of you, Tyler. Very priesthood.
It's not priestly.
Let's get back to the reading of it
so
we can.
All right, we're reading now. Thank you, Father Lee, as we fall off course here. Here we are. Okay, I ran into Jimmy this week at 7-Eleven. I was parked, drinking my coffee, my thoughts wondering. Hoping to see Jimmy, I must confess, I know at times he's likely to be there. Just the thought of maybe seeing him gets me. He pulls up and gets out of his Jeep like raw masculinity. I won't dare get out because I fear he will read my feelings on my face and know I'm the confessor. But I want my fantasy, so of course, now there's a cat meowing at my door.
That's all right. That's the part of the show.
It'll meow in the background. That's fine. Okay.
It's a pussy.
It's true. I fear he'll read my feelings on my face and know I am the confessor. but I want my fantasy. So I spread my legs and reach down into my, where you can imagine where, and rub 2 fingers over my, you can imagine where, and then slip them far inside, you know where. I'm so double moist yellow cake, and it feels so good. I take my fingers and put them in my mouth, a little more elaboration, hoping no one will notice. I taste sweet.
Shit. Holy shit, man.
My thoughts run wild, freaky, dirty. It's definitely not your Daniel Steele novel. I imagine we are in the woods and I am on my knees, tied to a tree in just my panties. Is there a spit take? I heard. Oh God, my breasts are exposed. Jimmy is standing over me. His schlusshole. He's rubbing it on my face.
God.
Back and forth, sliding it. She goes into more elaboration, but he's teasing me, and I'm begging. I want him to ram it. There was more elaboration that we can't definitely not say. I want it so bad. I don't even want to say it. And then when I feel like I'm about to go mad with desire, he grabs my hair, pulls my head up, and shoves it.
Wow.
I'm almost choking, but I want that. Blah, blah, blah. All of it. Jimmy, come find me if you want it. I'm a bit shy, and yes, I am a woman. Fatherly priest, you are a pinnacle of great wisdom and compassion. Please absolve me from my wicked, sinful thoughts this week.
God.
Okay, well.
Jimmy,
the thing is, I don't really think she needs absolving, even though her mind and her thoughts can be somewhat dirty. It is completely natural if you have a fascination for someone to have these thoughts, because the feelings inside are so strong sexually and spiritually that, you know, if you had done something wrong, like if you had to rape Jimmy, give him a roofie like Bill Cosby does and stuff, that would be like a confession. But this is just thoughts that everybody has them. We've all sinned with our thoughts, so it's okay. It's not too bad. It's like they're your fantasies. They're not hurting anybody. They're not hurting you, not hurting Jimmy. So I think it's all okay.
Wait. What do you mean they're not hurting me?
Well, they're not hurting you. They might be getting you a little excited, but it's not like bad.
I'm hurting right now. I'm hurting right now.
Because you don't know. You want it. You want it.
No, because the pipe is extremely, erectile. Yeah, right.
Good.
Yeah.
God.
No, Jimmy, you've just set her off now saying that. Oh my God.
It's against the genes there.
I'm the father of the show, not like.
So hold on. You said there was an image.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like you got enough.
Share.
I don't know if we
Come on, you gotta share the image, man.
I know it'll be great for ratings. No, Sid's gonna have fun with the title and thumbnail for this one.
Sid won't care. He won't care. Yeah. He's cool, Sid.
Jimmy wants to see what he's got to rub one out to later.
Exactly.
For the love of Jesus. All right, here it is.
Here it is.
Man, I hope this doesn't ban us. This is it.
No.
There it is. There she is. I guess it really is a woman. If this is really her, I don't see a timestamp, but you know.
That's in the car.
That's not bad.
You can see where I censored it. You know, I put.
What's she doing? What's she doing in the back of the car?
Oh wow! I didn't notice that, Lee. That looks like the back seat.
Yeah, because there's the two front seats. So who took the photo from the front seat?
Oh, that was very deductive of you.
Wow, Lee, you're very investigative, man. You got an investigative mind.
Exactly.
Got Columbo.
That does look like 2 headrests.
It does indeed.
Well, it's the two sides of the seat, so someone's on the front seat turning it.
Yeah.
Wow. And I want to know, the car, whoever took the photo, someone's driving, someone's in the passenger seat taking the photo because they're driving because she's got a seatbelt on.
You're right.
The only thing I can think of
why would Lee? You got a good point there, Lee.
Because I was gonna suggest that she like had the mount on the front and maybe like did a timer photo, but
no, you just hold it in. You just hold it in the back in front of you.
You know, you're right, Lee. Why would the person have a seat?
The mount on the front windscreen wouldn't.
Unless that's like the dash somehow.
No, that wouldn't be on that angle from the.
How
Yeah, yeah,
curious.
the headrest and the seat belt. Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Wow. Think
Why
that's
would the
enough.
person have
Look,
a seat
if
belt?
you're gonna touch yourself in the back and get comfortable and relax, and the car stopped,
Why are you putting your
you'll
belt on?
take the seatbelt off.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah, yeah, because
Well,
maybe you
Mm.
don't
want to
worry.
like,
I'm
you want
sure
to
she's gonna
crouch
follow
down a
up.
little bit, get a little bit of
Yeah.
angle. Yeah, you can't do that with a seatbelt on. Right, exactly. Wow, that's interesting stuff there, Lee.
Mm.
Very intuitive, bro. Very intuitive.
Very,
Yeah,
very Murder She Wrote, Jessica Lansbury.
yeah, yeah.
I'm
I
sure
like you.
she'll
I like the
follow
way
up.
you think, Lee. You're very sharp.
Mm-hmm.
Very
Yes.
touche. Very
Yep,
sharp
Yeah.
yep.
tonight.
And that photo wasn't at 2:15 because it's too light out.
That's
Two
true. I
fifteen.
know.
When? Why? When was it supposed to be taken?
I
Well,
did
she
think
said
about
she
that when he
saw
said
you at
that.
the 7-Eleven in the morning, so that can't be that day because look, it's light.
It's definitely daylight coming in there, I'd say.
Yeah. So 2:15 wouldn't work. Absolutely.
Do
Yeah.
you go there any other times in the day?
Not that particular 7-Eleven, no, but the one by my house over here, on
Doesn't
Oakwood
mean
Road.
she probably took that at some other point. Maybe that's like her stock photo
Mm.
of sorts, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
We want to
maybe,
know who
maybe.
took it because even a camera mount would be on a different angle. If the camera's on the windshield, you wouldn't get that angle either.
You got a point. You got a valid point. All right.
So
Well,
the thing about the light is that that could have been taken at a different point in
right.
time and then
Mm-hmm.
posted. Yeah. It
Archival,
didn't have to
sexy
be
photo.
2:15 in the morning. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, but
so,
we want to know who took the photo.
but
All
the
right. Well,
seatbelt and the headrest. You got a good point, Lee.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
sure she'll follow up.
Very,
Yeah.
very good point. Yeah,
Just keep
yeah,
that
yeah.
sucker.
So
Keep that continuing.
we're gonna call her out on this and ask her what's with the seatbelt and the daylight and why the headrest.
What I
Like,
wanted to do is
you know.
Jimmy won't come over, but this is what I wanted to do. Next time she sees Jimmy and she's sitting in a car, I just wanted to flash her headlights on high beam.
Let them know it's on.
Just like a little
They have a park and ride here. It's called Cucumber Park. And
cucumber park.
yeah. And that's what they do over there. They flash the headlights and they communicate.
Oh, well, there you go. You can take your cucumber to the park, meet her, and toss the salad, Jimmy.
Cucumber Park. I love it. So cute. Oh my god, it sounds like a VeggieTales freaking city.
Oh my god, I'm fucking breaking a sweat over here.
I love it. That's what the confession booth is all about.
Oh
All right,
my
well,
God.
that's the sexy saga continued.
Nice.
Shall we move forward? We got plenty more confessions. Let's get to everyone's. There's a lot of good ones. These are
Hello.
a lot of sexual ones, fellas. Some very deep advice-seeking ones. They're all over.
Mm.
Hello, guys. I have a confession to make. I hope it makes it to the show. I think you're great. Longtime fan. Here's the story. One night, I got home with a friend from my company. We had a few drinks, so you know how it is. Started kissing and making out. Then she took off her pants, and man, that smell hit me like a truck. I asked her to go to the bathroom first. She did, but nothing changed. Actually, she went to refresh herself like 2 to 3 times. Nothing changed. Guess she had some kind of infection or something.
Mm.
Finally, I just said I was tired and left. Yeah. Next thing I know, she told all of her friends, all the girls from our company too, that I couldn't get it up. So what do you think I should do? Man.
Wow, that's heavy.
Very good. Well, if this
sucks.
girl, it's hard to. I don't really see the confession there because he didn't do anything wrong. Maybe he felt bad that he didn't have sex with her, but this could be a problem for women because I wonder if it's like when you have body odor and you can't smell it yourself, but other people can. So maybe she might not get that smell being her. And like I said, it must be embarrassing for girls because they do just have a slight infection, whether it be like the yeast infection or stuff like that. It must be embarrassing for him. And I think him, if you're a guy with a girl and you're sort of somewhat got manners, you don't want to, make her feel bad or feel embarrassed. You got to try to do it in a subtle way. And she did try and clean it up and stuff. But I think it's wrong of her to go tell her friends and that because he could turn around and go, well, do you know why I couldn't get it hard? Because she stunk. She stunk. So he's actually doing a good thing. He hasn't gone back, he can just be like, she was just drunk and whatever. But if he really wanted to, he could tell them why. So it's not too good to go tell stories when the reason behind the story, him not getting hard, was you.
I have to agree with Lee. I have to agree. So basically, the girl is like using it against him that she had an odor, and I don't think that was right for her to go back to her friends and tell her, tell her friends that the guy couldn't get it up, making him look like, you know, like he had problems. That wasn't right. So what do I think the guy should do is I think he should just leave it alone. I don't think he should go there. I think he should just lay low, and you know what? She's got the problems. I don't, and just leave it alone, because what's going to happen is you're going to go back at her, tell her friends, whatever, and it's just going to snowball and keep going, and shit's going to get out of control. My advice is just, chalk it up, leave it. That's it, done.
I would have to agree. Yeah. Well, she's probably one of those people, if that's truly the case, then she's the type of person that will get herself made.
She's very immature. She's very immature.
Believer, right?
She's very immature for her to go back to her friends and say the poor guy couldn't get it up, So
especially if he didn't say anything, he just wanted you to be done with it, That's
Anyways. Right. He didn't go back and stir shit, so the shit pot. He didn't say anything.
Not according to the confession, no.
Right, according to the confession, right.
Yeah. You're absolved. Easily absolved.
Yes.
Just
walk
away,
nothing
man.
wrong. Hold your head high.
Walk away, brother.
Hold your head high.
Yeah, he didn't do anything wrong.
Oh, not that one, but this one. And with that, our next confession. Hi, Jimmy and Lee. I've got some effed up confessions from when I was a teenager. A kid used to try and bully my brother-in-law. Oh, this one starts a conversation on bullying in a big way. Yeah. Okay, a kid used to try and bully my brother a lot. He was a year younger than me and a year older than my brother. I beat him up a bunch of times and even got arrested for it one time, but it was worth it. Once I even threw him through a glass door in school. He was a little prick and thought he was tough. Deserved it every time. One time he tried to start skateboarding, which we all used to do. He ended up coming to my friend's house with me and him to smoke weed. We ended up making him smoke our pubes, which we cut in front of him, so he knew he was doing it. We also then heated up metal skateboard trucks and poked him with them so it burnt. Sounds effed up, but he deserved it all. It's been over 10 years and I still have to kick his ass again. Talk about some repressed aggression, huh?
Wow. Holy shit.
Yes, back in the day, I could understand, doing it, but we all got bullied. Everyone gets bullied. And what you have to learn is they're just words. And sadly, I've seen too many people that have their whole life ahead of them. Because, generally the bully, it's either the way he's been raised up. Maybe he's got bad parents and the father talks bad to him and stuff. So he's just angry because he can't take it out on his family. He takes it out on other people. But you should never attack with violence. It's best just to walk away, only because I've seen it so many times here now. Young kids, they get bullied, or somebody says something to them and they get into a fight and you hit them, they fall the wrong way, hit their head and they're dead. You're not going out to kill them, but this can happen. You have to think of when you go to do crazy stuff, there's consequences involved. So you could ruin your whole life if he fell down, cracked his head and died and stuff like that, just over stupid words and that. So it's always just best to ignore the bullies, because if you give them the reaction and give them stuff, they know they got to you and they just keep coming back. So people like that sometimes won't stop. You can hit them and they'll still carry on. So it's best just to let it go, because like I said, you're still thinking about it now and it's been, 10 years? You got to let that anger go. Don't let the hate into your heart and that thing. Focus on other stuff.
It's beautiful.
So, you want my opinion?
Yes, Jimmy.
Of course.
Okay, so when I was a young boy, this one particular fella was always a wise ass to me and bullied me, and this is back in 6th grade, and his family was very well to do. They were very wealthy. They always had a lot of money. I was always broke. Anyway, that doesn't have anything to do with the story. But anyway, because I had a problem with people who had wealth. So anyway, one day I met him in the bathroom, and I was going, taking a leak. He was going to the bathroom, and all of a sudden he said something Just messed up to me. And I just lost it, man. And I grabbed this guy by the back of his head, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I just shoved his head into the fucking toilet bowl, and I was fucking had shit in it too, and I was sticking his head, and then I started flushing the bowl, you know, and, and there was a whole crowd of people out in the hallway, like, cheering me on because he bullied a lot of people, and I was flushing his head in the toilet, and then I walked out, you know what I mean? I got in trouble. I had to go to the principal's office and everything. But anyway, make a long story short, I felt good. I felt liberated that I did that to the guy. So there's always like, two ways to go. Leave it alone, let it go. But this one I took into my own hands and I stuck his head in the toilet, and that guy never fucking bothered me again. And I made a lot more friends in school. All my friends are like, loving me to death, because I stuck this dude's head in the toilet and flushed it. But anyway, so sometimes you handle things different ways. Sometimes you walk away. Sometimes you gotta meet it head on, And in this case, this is what I did with this guy. I flushed his head in the toilet bowl a few times. And then there was another guy. I'll never forget him. His name was Billy. I won't mention his last name. He was just to help me on my test because he used to say that he was a very smart little bastard. And I was just to say, Billy, I slipped my paper. This is when the teacher's back was turning on. He used to write the right answers down. So one day he wouldn't do it for me. And I passed him the paper and he wouldn't do it. He passed it back. I said, Billy, what the fuck is the answers? Because I wasn't sure. And he wouldn't do it. I don't know what happened. So I said, no problem. So, and back into elementary school, lunchtime, we used to, file up, in the classroom, the last guy shut the lights, everybody head out the door, go to lunch, right? So me and Billy were like last on the line. So as we were heading out the door, I turned around and I took him and I fucking flipped him up. See, he was a little guy. I flipped him upside down and I hung him by his shoelaces in the cubby upside down. And, and I left him there, right?
He wouldn't let you cheat?
Yeah, he wouldn't let me cheat. Yeah. I hung him upside down and I went out the door. I shut the lights. I closed the door. The fucking poor guy was upside down in the cubby. all lunch period, right? So when we came back, the fucking guy was still hanging there. And I got a lot of trouble for that, but it was a funny story, you know what I mean? But, so after that, the guy always helped me with the test after that.
But it seems like with this guy, the one that was bullying now, it seems like he's already got him and, the plate glass window or door, whatever it was and stuff like that. So it seems like he's already got him back for this, but it's like 10 years later and it's still getting to him. You got to let that go.
I got to say 10 years later, you got to let it go. You got to let it go. I mean, it's 10 years later now. I mean, if I ran into Billy today and that was back in 6th grade, I would just
apologize.
I probably, we probably would meet and just start laughing because, I hung him up by his shoelaces.
I don't know. I wonder how he's doing.
Hey, he might be. I don't know. He might be mentally something's wrong with him. Who the hell I did with him? I left the poor guy hang. He couldn't get off because I don't know if you remember. Like in elementary school, we had these cupboards, and they had like the hooks on them, and then shelves, where you put your books and your lunchbox and you hang up your jacket if it was winter time. You know what I mean? And that's where I hung him by his sneakers on those hooks, and I left his ass there, for the lunch period.
Savage.
I am a savage, man. I really am, man. Anyway, here's to you, Billy. I'm sorry about the shoelaces if you're watching the show. God bless you.
Jimmy the Bull Lee.
Billy's never worn shoes since.
He's wears Birkenstocks. Yeah.
No, he went to the penny loafers after that.
He wears Crocs. He wears the Crocs.
Crocs and Birkenstocks only. All right, well, that was our bully story, and let's move on to. He
is exalted from that. It's the past. We all do stuff. Move on. Look for the bright future.
Yeah. You got to move on. Yeah,
there you go. Yeah, move on, and you'll be absolved.
Move on. You got to move on.
All right, here we go. Next one. As a kid, my dad and we're going back to the kid age again. My dad and I was visiting a graveyard of a person I forgot. Maybe a distant relative I never really met. My dad told me, go look around because he could tell I was bored, and he was arranging flowers and tidying the graveyard. So I went to the other side of the church and I saw a graveyard with a metal dove on the tombstone. I always loved animals and thought it was such a beautiful dove that I kicked it off the stone. I don't really follow your 7-year-old logic there, but I was like 7. Looking back, I believe some neighbors of the church might have witnessed it. Then later, maybe he kicked it off because he wanted it. That's what it was. Because then later, as the stupid kid he was, he realized, I can't tell my dad how I got this. So then he just kind of chucked it. Okay, and that's his 7-year-old.
Oh, well. I'll let Jimmy, you can go first on this one, Jimmy.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
So he kicked the dove off of
yeah, off a headstone, yeah.
I think you go straight to hell if you do that.
Mm.
This was in a cemetery, in an actual cemetery.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I think you go straight to hell. There's no kind of absolution for that.
Well, it wasn't an angel or anything. That was a dove, right?
Doesn't matter.
Dove of peace, Jimmy.
Yeah,
Dove
it does
peace.
matter. Of course, it matters because when you
it's a
when
dove. It's a dove of peace. It could have been that same dove that brought the branch to
dove
Noah.
Don't mean shit. That dove don't mean shit.
Hey,
so,
Jimmy, if it wasn't for the dove, Noah wouldn't have known where the land was. The dove brought him the piece of branch, so he knew there was land after the great flood.
Are we talking about Noah?
Yes, and the dove that brought him the piece of branch.
Lee,
so
I'm very impressed with your biblical knowledge.
Thank you.
I really am. Yeah, I mean,
so doves do matter, Jimmy. Doves do matter. Dove of peace. People get married in the eyes of God, and they release doves. Doves are very special, Jimmy.
All right, I digress.
Thank you. He's digressed, Lord. Don't come down on Jimmy. He realizes the dove is a great animal.
I didn't think about the Noah story. You're 100% right. Noah, that's right. Noah was, So anyway, I mean, so what the confession is that he felt bad about kicking the dove off the grave. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Facing it, yeah.
Mm.
So listen, that's why Jesus came into the world. So all you have to do is go to church, you light a candle, get on your knees and say, Lord Jesus, I apologize for kicking the dove off the gravestone when I was 7 years old. I didn't know any better. I was young, I was stupid, and I totally apologize. And I
totally apologize.
Right, yeah. And then you know what? And that's why Jesus came into the world.
He's talking to us, so that's why. But this is what I would do. We all do silly stuff when we're little, but you have to remember, the dove you kicked off is someone's loved one they put there to have eternal rest and eternal peace. And those people thought, just like with the pharaohs, remember, they put stuff in there to make their journey easy, whether it be other people, cats and gifts like that. So when they go, somebody's put that dove there thinking as a religious symbol, they will rest in peace because they got the peace dove on there. So this is what I would do. I'm not sure where he lives now, but if he lives in that area, I would take something back and replace it and put on there. That way you'll feel better in yourself, the person, the spirit, and God will look down upon you and everything will be good again. But that way, because if you're still thinking about it now, deep down, it must have got to you. You're thinking how bad
many
it was
years later is he talking?
I don't know. He was 7 when he done it, so I'm not sure how old he is now. But if he did it at 7, and let's just say he's an young adult now, and it's still getting to him, because you've done something bad and it eats at you, stop it eating at you. If you can, go and replace it. Or if you can't go to that one, maybe just go to a cemetery in your area and put a dove on somebody else's grave that hasn't got anything. Because some graves are all done up and got everything. Some are just lonely and have nothing. So give that dove of peace to somebody in another graveyard, and it's all connected. So it's okay.
That's so nice. I agree.
Well, I agree with that at some point, but also, the guy was 7 years old. He was a kid. He didn't know any better. He was acting out of emotions.
Well, that's what I sort of said. Because he's a kid, he didn't know better. But now, this many years later, it's still eating at him. So
if it's still bothering him, that means he's a good man.
Yes,
and he has a great conscience because he's realizing what he did at 7 years old. It's still bothering him. I have things I done when I was younger that still bother me, and I'm 64, and I still have things that bother me. So anyway, am I going to confess them all? No, because some of them are really bad. So, but I do pray every morning when I get up. I pray to Jesus because Jesus. So God, created Jesus to come to the earth so man could be forgiven by his bloodshed, right? And through Jesus Christ, if we believe in him, that's how we get to God, through Jesus, because God gave his only son to the earth. So, saying that, I think he should go to church and light a candle and ask for forgiveness, because I think God will see in his heart that he truly means that he's sorry that he did that, and to release that guilt conscience that he has going on all these years, because I'm sure the people that he did it to forgot about it by now. So, but if it's bothering him, he should go to church and light a candle. And if he wants to do what Lee said, go to the cemetery and place something nice at somebody's grave, flowers or a statue, to
Or
make them
maybe if
feel,
he does maybe a random act of kindness to anybody out somewhere. If you go to a
anybody.
store and
Right.
someone's behind you, or sometimes when I even go through McDonald's drive-through in the morning, the car behind, because normally in the morning people just get a coffee or a little sandwich. Sometimes I just say, when I'm getting mine, I just say, I'll pay for the car behind me too. So you just do a random act of kindness. That person behind you could be having a bad morning, and all of a sudden they get to the window and they say, your order's been paid for. How good do you feel? So, and you'll feel good in doing a nice act for somebody.
I've done that, at 7-Eleven. One time I was behind a gentleman. He was trying to scan his card. He was buying some stuff. This is 2:00 in the morning. His card wasn't working, and I just went up to the cashier and I said, "Listen, I just used my card, and I whacked my card. I said, "Get his stuff." And the guy was a complete stranger, and he looked at me. He says, "Thank you so much." I said, "No problem, brother." I said, "Have a great day." You know what I mean, right?
Exactly.
But then there's other times where I've got out of my car at 7-Eleven, it's 2:00 in the morning, and I was getting out the same time that somebody else was getting out, and I beat them to the door, and I opened up the door, and the guy came in and he said 2 words to me, and I was like, and I said to myself, like, go fuck yourself, you know what I mean? But I didn't want to tell him that, but that's how I felt in my heart. But I was like, you know what? I'm just going to brush this off. I opened up the door for the guy.
Exactly.
He didn't say thank you. He didn't say nothing.
You
I
did
want
the right
to put
thing.
my
That's
hands
all that
around his
matters.
fucking neck. I want to kill. But you know what? I didn't go there, and I just let it go, and I gave it to the Lord, because I am a violent person.
That's my pet hate too. When I do that, sometimes I open the door and people don't say thank you, but then I'm like, you know what? That's on them. I did the right thing, but I'm not going to let their rudeness destroy the good deed that I did.
Also, how many times you've been in traffic and you're on a road at a light and the cars are moving very slowly, and then there's a side street and this person wants to come out, so I stop because he's never going to get out,
and they
I
don't
let the
wave.
guy, right, and you don't wave, you don't say thank you, nothing, and I say to myself, I didn't have to stop, but then I let it go. I mean, do I want to ram him when I call? Because listen, I have a little angry side to me. I gotta contain it constantly. I have to confess, I have an angry side to me, and a lot of times I got to keep it in check because I want to do harm and damage, and I gotta control it. This is something I've had since I'm young, that I want to destroy and crush, and so I constantly battling with that.
But isn't it funny though? I think we all
fucking anger that I have.
Yeah.
I have a lot of fucking anger.
Same thing happens to me, because isn't it funny though? Because I let people in, and Rachel will be with me. I let them in. They don't wave. I'm like, you fucking cunt, and the stuff like that. So, but it's like this is where we have to sometimes, like I said, we shouldn't let other people dictate our emotions, because that happens when they wave. When they give you a little wave, you feel good, don't you? I let them in. They gave me a little wave. When they don't, it's funny how them not doing that can change the way we feel. You could be having a good day, and when you let them in, they don't wave. You're like, you fucking idiot. And then for that few minutes, you got this anger and shit inside of you. So we need to learn to be like, you know what? We've done the right thing. What they do is on them. If they don't wave, yes, it's upsetting. But you know what? I'm not going to let it ruin my day. Just be like, I let them in. Okay.
See, you're 100% right, Lee. You don't want people to control your emotions and stuff. So
exactly,
when you get upset, like you let somebody in, they don't wave. Instead of getting all hot and crazy, you just say, okay, they didn't wave. You know what I mean? But you did the right thing, and they so maybe they're miserable. Maybe they're having a bad day. Who knows what's on their mind? So I don't want to be like judging them and saying, I want to ram my car into the back of his car. You know what I mean? So you let it go. I totally understand that. And I drive for a living.
That was going on in the back of the
car.
That's funny, Dad.
Let's get back to these confessions. I think That was
Oh my
unsolved
God!
confession.
Next
That
time you
just
go to
took me.
7
You know,
next time you go
Tyler,
to
you must be like a psychiatrist because that took me right down, man.
Yeah, there's
I
your dove.
was getting all heated up and shit, you know,
Hey,
and you just threw that in there, and I just came right down back to the ground.
when the
Thank
show's
you.
over, Tyler, in our little group text, can you send the original photo?
I don't.
Yeah.
I'll have to ask the anonymous person. That's really, we got to respect.
Hey,
the Gmail
if
account.
we're lords of the cloth and we're going to absolve her from this.
You could screenshot it from our show.
No.
I mean,
We'll
is the picture
No, we want
without
the original one, Tyler.
It's not
without the black
quality.
box?
Oh, without the black box. Oh, wow.
Yes.
Yeah. So you know what? Send an email to the person and say they want to see the original shot.
Well, I think she must think we're going to see it.
She'll send me an email in like 3 days and be like, yeah, you can definitely send Jimmy.
No, she will, because she mustn't care because she sent it without the box, so she doesn't care if we see.
She was prepared for that to go on air. So, all right.
Right.
Sure.
I agree with Lee.
Yeah.
Share the box.
Like Jesus shared the couple of fish and loaves to the multitudes and had baskets left over. Praise the Lord.
Lee, me and you are going to have to we're really going to have a conversation, me and you. We're going to have to sit down and really have a conversation about the flat earth, the fallen angels.
We're falling off the track.
I'm sorry, Tyler. Go ahead.
That's okay. I'm sorry to cut you off, Father Jimmy, but I don't want any of these confessions to fall off.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
This next one is, if anyone watches Sunny in Philadelphia, this guy is like the Dennis of the bodybuilding world. He is maniacal, and this is very entertaining / concerning. Here we go. All right. I'm a male bodybuilder who made a good reputation for myself for my knowledge in anabolics. I used to sell it and have a great physique, so a lot of guys approach me for advice on training, diet.
Hi, Greg Valentino.
And most
guys, I wouldn't put it past them to write something on the show,
And most guys ask me about gear and what to take. So I went to a party where I met this beautiful, tall brunette with green eyes. She was gorgeous, big booty. Could tell she had her eye on me, but was later introduced to her boyfriend, who was a scrawny guy. Nice guy, but I needed him out of the way.
What did he do? Murder him?
And knew if he wasn't around, this girl would probably be with me tonight. Wow. Yeah. So the night goes by and everyone's leaving, and the boyfriend goes up to him and says, "Hey, I heard you have good gear, and I want to do my first cycle. What do you recommend?" And I thought to myself, this is my chance to get this guy out of the way.
No way.
Oh, God.
Oh my God.
Looked at him and told him with the most serious face I could give, for a beginner like you, Deco alone would be best, especially your first cycle. Take 3 shots a week, 300 milligrams, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Knowing full well that the old Deca D is going to will surely be noticed by his girl and will give me more of a chance to steal her. Sure enough, he claims that he sold him the bottles that night, forgot about it until they were at the same house about 3 to 4 weeks later. She was there without him. Sure enough, I was right. She walked by him. She wanted by me. I ended up bringing her home. We had amazing sex. Asked her after, so whatever happened to your boyfriend? She goes, I don't know. For some reason, he couldn't F anymore, and I got sick of him. I laughed so hard I fell off the bed. She looked all confused as to why that was funny to me. I never told her what I did. That is my confession.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a lot, huh?
That's pretty heavy, yeah. Yeah, that's pretty heavy.
It's pretty maniacal, insidious.
Could have just give him lots of insulin and put him in a coma.
Yeah,
well, I don't think he wanted to do that, Lee. He wanted to put him out of commission. You know what I mean? So he recommended.
Well, Jimmy, I got to break it to you. Death is pretty much as far as out of commission you can get.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
As he grabs the rosary.
I don't do. Yeah, right. I mean, so his confession is that he feels bad about giving the guy the deck. Is that what?
I don't know if he even felt bad about it. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I never had Deca Dick. People talk about this, but I never used huge amounts. But even when I took Deca, it never stopped me getting hard. So I'm not sure if there's a certain amount people take where it does not work on their penis, whatever. But really, it's like it was only a bit later. There must have been a strong relationship, because let's just say you're in a relationship with someone and you have an accident or something and something doesn't work for a while. To leave that person over that
4 weeks
is pretty shallow. If you're in love with them, you'd be like, what's wrong? go see the doctor. Maybe there's just something, because sometimes,
Yeah.
even if you're stressed out and things are on your mind, sometimes things doesn't work down there. So I don't agree with what he did, if he did it, but yet she wasn't worth being with. And this guy should know that, because the one that's with her now, if she left him over that, then she's not really a good person to be with, is she? So maybe just go in
100%.
her, dump your load, and get out.
100%.
It sounds like you might have already done that.
Lee, I agree with you 100%, man. Because if she left him over that, she's very shallow. So she's really not worth being with. So after he did his deed and he couldn't get it up because of the Decker, which I never really heard of, because I've done Decker in the past, but I've comboed it with other things, so I never did Decker alone, but whatever. So that's what happened, and she left him over that, and now he's with her. And so my suggestion to him is, God's going to forgive you for what you did, but I don't think you should stay with this woman, because she left the other guy because all of a sudden he had problems, and she ditched him. That's not a good person. So that's really not somebody you want to be with, So I think what you should do is just, being that you accomplished your mission, be with her a couple of times, because you had your fantasy, and then just cut her loose, man, and continue on with your life.
Exactly. Imagine if you married her and something really bad happened, like say you got in an accident on a motorbike and you couldn't walk.
Say you had cancer or something really bad, and the bitch is going to get up and leave you because you can't make money anymore. You're fucked up, and she's not going to stand by your side. Who wants to be with somebody like that?
He made no indication that he's still with this girl.
Okay, so hopefully not. Hopefully he didn't moved on, because she's not a good person to leave over something so trivial. Okay, it's not trivial. Sex is a big part in some relationships, but still, if you care for the person, there's other things you could do. But even just hanging out, being with someone you love, because not everyone has sex every week, every day when you're in a relationship and get married, but just being with that person, you're still in love with them, just sitting there holding their hand, you're in love with them. So to leave over that is very, very shallow.
Very shallow, 100%. So she's basing her whole relationship on a dick.
Sex.
It's not about her. Yeah. You guys are missing. Are you okay with his confession that he
Yes, I am.
Okay. The wrong drug?
Well, the thing was, look,
on that guy for asking a random stranger drug dose.
No, the thing is though, the guy, I don't feel bad really, because yes, the guy who sold him the steroids, no Decker, can affect some people that way, but this guy was asking him for the drugs, so he gave him the drugs. It wasn't like he said, have you ever tried them? He's like, no, I don't want to try them, and forced them on him, but he wanted them. He gave them to him, and that's the outcome.
Yeah.
Well,
there you go.
It was a perfect setup. Yeah, whatever. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I would have actually did that, but you want a woman to be with you because they want to be with you. You know what I mean? So
how's that going to sound? If you do end up marrying her, and then you have to tell her that, I actually gave this guy the wrong drug dose to steal you away from him. I don't know if she'd dig that, or am I being very romantic? Probably not.
Why didn't the poor guy just go get some Viagra? He should have went and got some Viagra.
And look at whatever. It's not going to work out. If he got if he got the girl after all that, it's not going to work out anyway. So my advice to him is just enjoy the moment, whatever you did. Forget about what happened, and it's not going to work out with that girl. She's not for you. She's not for you.
It's a crazy scenario. All right. This one's batshit crazy. This is the craziest one we got.
We like these.
This is insane. There's I'm pretty sure there's sodomy rape involved in this.
No.
About 40 years ago, I flew from Saudi Arabia to Connecticut to visit my friend. From Saudi Arabia to Connecticut. Think about that.
Wait a minute. That sounds like the fucking show I did. When the guy was sucking my gazzola over there in the fucking middle of the night.
It's a little schlazoli. All right. About 40 years ago, I flew from Saudi Arabia to Connecticut to visit my friend. We went to see this strange show where a man and woman dressed in thongs would get married.
No fucking way, man. You fucking bullshit me, Tyler. You must have wrote this shit up yourself, man.
I guarantee you.
No fucking way, because I talked about this on what show did I was this on air?
This one. This
came into the confession booth, into the Gmail.
Are you bullshitting me,
man?
I
have a banner for. This is the perfect plug for our Gmail. If you were curious what it is, I can find it on our little. All right, well, I'll pop it up. arcsmuscleconfessions@gmail.com. Anyways, I don't. Yeah, so maybe is he riffing on you? But anyways, my friend knew the man.
You're full of shit, man. There's no way you got. There's no way you got that. There's no fucking way you got that fucking email.
I drugged the man's drink, and when he passed out, I pummeled his balloon knot, which I didn't know was an expression, with my penis until I exploded. Blah blah blah. I felt bad about what I did, so I began crying. I'm sorry, I began giving
Get the fuck out of here,
I felt
man.
bad what I did,
You're full of shit, Tyler. There's
bad.
no fucking way you wrote that fucking fucking confession.
Hey,
There's no fucking way this guy
Jimmy,
fucking wrote this fucking thing.
Hey, Jimmy, did you leave part of that story out about your balloon knot?
Oh my God.
There's no way. Fucking
Listen,
Tyler made this shit up. There's no fucking way this fucking guy wrote in this shit. There's no fucking way. There's no fucking way.
I'm
That's real.
reading what came into the mailbox.
That's real,
Right.
Jimmy. That's real.
I felt bad about what I did, so I began giving a BJ. He woke up and at first appeared mad. He yelled at me to leave, but allowed me to finish him off.
Come on, man. You're fucking full of shit. No, you wrote this. You wrote this fucking shit. You took the story and you tweaked it. That's what the fucking. There's no fucking way this fucking guy wrote this shit in, man. There's no way.
I'm just reading what came into
Jimmy,
my mailbox.
Jimmy, did you finish, Jimmy?
No, I didn't finish. No.
Well, it's not you then. It's not you. It's okay.
All right. He yelled at me
Unless you
to
didn't tell the full story.
He yelled at me to leave, but allowed me to finish him off. He confessed his love to me. I started crying because I felt bad for using his chocolate chute for my pleasure without him knowing. I left his room and flew back home, never to see him again. If only I could find this man and apologize. Whew. All right. How are we feeling?
Well, it was like you said. It was a bit of a Bill Cosby thing there. But the thing was,
yeah, I know there was drugging involved. So what's
but the thing was, when the guy woke up and he let him finish, and it seems like the guy wasn't too
There's
phased.
no fucking way Tyler took this story and tweaked it up a little bit and put it on Internet. There's no fucking way that this guy.
How dare you accuse a man of the
Robinson,
cloth
I
of
didn't
doing
rig
that?
shit. We're waiting a long time for him. Are you crying or are you laughing so hard? I can't tell. Okay. A little bit of both.
Well, at least we found out Jimmy left a few parts of that story out, didn't he?
Oh my God!
That's
I don't know.
What came into the mailbox. No pun intended.
No fucking way, man.
Yeah.
No fucking way.
I don't know what else to tell you.
No.
I don't know what else to tell you.
Well,
Oh,
his
God.
friend, I think his friend was Bob.
Who's who's on the other side of the booth on this one?
Jimmy, I shall let you reply to your rapist first.
Oh,
God.
Jimmy, speak to your rapist now.
That's too much,
Speak
man.
to your
That's too
rapist.
much.
Speak to your rapist, Jimmy. Tell him how you feel. Speak to him.
Oh my God. I can't believe it. I don't know what to say. I can't believe
Jimmy,
that email came
your
true.
rapist is confessing what he did to you. Please respond.
Do you know Saudi Arabians?
Respond, Jimmy. Respond to him.
Oh my God.
Respond to him how it made you feel, Jimmy. Tell him.
Oh my God.
As soon as I mentioned the show with the thongs and the getting married, he was like,
I know. Come on, Jimmy.
Yeah,
Respond to him.
because I've mentioned this story on, I don't know what show I was doing. I don't know if I did it on Iron
This
Radio.
one.
probably here.
On this one.
Someone's probably they took your story and they just, ad-libbed.
Was it about 40 years ago, Jimmy?
Was it about 40 years ago?
Probably, yeah. I was in my late 20s when I did.
Well, respond to him. Respond to him, your rapist, and tell him how you felt.
Here we go.
Well, if you want me to respond to him,
Yes,
I will.
yes.
I mean, so
Okay.
my personal thought was that was really fucked up what you did, okay? And you had no right doing that. And I still harbor those emotions today. That I didn't take you and throw you out the 15-story window, which I wanted to do, but I had to keep calm because there was all people in the hallways, all the,
Sure.
I couldn't do that. That's why I told you to just get your shit and get the fuck out of the room, because I really wanted to maim you, but I didn't. So, yeah, I still feel that way today, and that's my confession is that I wanted to really rip your fucking head off and throw
Oh,
you through the fucking window, but I didn't. Out of respect to the guys that hired me to do the show and Joanne and
Mm-hmm.
all the other people that were there, I didn't want to maim you, but I did, and you're lucky you got out of there alive. That's all I gotta say.
But
How's that?
Today, Jimmy, though, are we gonna give him forgiveness so you can feel at ease and that doesn't eat at you anymore? Are you gonna like forgive him for what he's done?
did he really Paris chocolate shoot you?
What the hell is chocolate shoot me? I don't even know what the fuck that. What does that mean? Chocolate
In
shoot
the
me?
back door, in the back
Yeah.
door, Jimmy.
Oh no! Come on, no,
Jimmy, Jimmy.
that
Hey,
did
you're in the
not
same place with the
happen.
entire internet has.
That did not happen. But
Are
you know
you
what,
sure?
Lee? Since you keep bringing up the forgiveness thing, and we are priests,
Mm-hmm.
We're men of the clock.
even though I don't have my shit on, I will
But
next
we
week.
know.
But yeah, I do forgive him. I bless him. I forgive him, and I hope he's doing well, and I hope I never run into you again. And that's about it.
Well, if you do run into him, just don't accept a drink from him, Jimmy.
Yeah.
No, I won't. So, I'm actually wondering about that part because I'm thinking, I don't know, was I near him when I was at the bar drinking? I don't know. I mean,
Did you
that's a
not know?
possibility.
Mm.
That's a possibility.
Oh
Yep.
my
But look at
god.
that now. You've got one stalker woman who wants you bad, and back then, Jimmy, you were so good looking. Even the men wanted you. So that's a good
They
thing.
got you anyway.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
This is
he
very
just
true.
took you.
That's very
He
true.
took
Yes.
you.
Yeah, they just took you.
He
Yes. Yes.
manhandled
Yes.
you. He manhandled you.
Yeah.
He
Oh,
did.
he drugged you. You couldn't
He
even.
did.
Oh man.
I
This
have
is
to
But
say,
taking turns.
it was very enjoyable until I figured out who it was. I mean,
yeah,
Well,
I,
see,
and then you got to
yeah,
question everything.
mm.
yeah. Then I had to question myself. Absolutely.
No, you should have just finished and then got should have just finished and then got angry.
That's what happened. I thought that was what happened.
Oh my God. I can't even believe I'm talking about this. Well,
Yeah.
salute to the guy who gave me,
That's why
he
confessions.
polished my shit, and God
Yes,
bless you.
Mazol, salute.
Salute. God bless you.
confessions make you feel at ease. They make you feel better.
They
That's
do.
why
Yeah, they
we
make
talk
you feel
about it.
better. They do. They
Yeah.
make you feel better.
All right, with that, wow. Okay, just segueing right over. Hello, Tyler. First, I must say I'm a big fan of Lee and Jimmy. I follow their careers through the pages of the muscle magazines of the past. I've enjoyed
Yes.
seeing them on the RX Muscle shows. I'd like to hear their thoughts due to their colorful and vast life experiences.
Oof.
Oh, this one is just like a real advice column here. 49
Okay.
years old. He's 49, father of 2, daughter 13, son 12, same age basically. Have been married to my wife for 15 years. My confession is about life in general. Being from the old school like Jimmy and Lee, I feel kind of worn out. I feel drained at times trying to navigate the ups and downs of life, marriage, fatherhood, in quote unquote today's society. I'd like to know the following. Being fathers, what advice did you give your children in their early teens to adulthood? What did you feel you did a good job on, and what would you improve/change when you raise your children? What advice would you give a father on weight training/bodybuilding, diet, supplements, etc. for his young son? And finally, I'm turning 50 next year. How did you handle that milestone? I hear Jimmy pouring that milestone away right now. And what advice would you give for getting the most out of life after 50? Thank you for reading our email.
Well, what you got to do if you want to give your children advice is look. Really, all you can do is teach them the basics, right from wrong. Don't steal, treat people how you want to be treated, and aspects on life like that. And kids are a product of their environment, especially around the home. So you just got to teach them the right things and teach them right from wrong. But then once they go out, go to school or do whatever, they're going to start hanging out with different people. And sometimes the people can undo all the good work you've done. So it's always good to be a parent that knows where their kids are, what their kids are doing. I don't mean like a helicopter one and watch them constantly, because you have to trust in yourself that you've given them that right advice, that your child is now going to go and listen to the advice you've given them. So you should be able to trust that they're out there in the big world doing good. Yes, some are going to mess up. We all have. So sometimes it's not good to come down on them super hard. Yes, if they've done something wrong, they do need a bit of punishment and things like that. But you just have to trust that, you've raised them right. They're going to go out and do the right thing. Yes, we all make mistakes and stuff, but yeah, but and when it comes to a gym as a father, if you're almost 50, look, 50 is just a number. It's how you feel. Don't even dwell on it. But if you go into the gym, just enjoy it. Have fun. Just, don't be going in there, all like, people get the egos and go in there and throw stuff around. Just go for fun. Maybe, I'm not sure if the kid's still around, your child, girl or boy, maybe they might want to go to the gym with you. But, as a parent, you just teach them right from wrong. And then you got to have trust in your child because, if you don't have trust in anything, it's like it just makes life so hard. If they say they're going to go somewhere, trust that's where they're going. Until you find out otherwise they've lied, then that's a different can of worms. But just trust you've done the right thing and then put that trust in your child to do the right thing.
Jimmy?
I like that. So being that I'm getting fucking cranked over here on wine, my advice is, so this has to do with children too. But when my mom passed away, I was destroyed, and I'm going to lead up to the children. So I started seeing a grievance counselor because I was destroyed by my mother's death. I was very depressed. My mom was my best friend since 1972. My father passed away, and it was just me, my mom, my brother. So she became the father and the mother. You know what I mean? So, and I was in an adolescent age. I was 12 when my father died. Actually, I don't know if the fans know that, but my father died November 26th. My birthday was November 27th. I spent my 13th birthday in the funeral parlor. It's a very hard thing for me to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I know 13 is a big number because that's when the Jewish people have the bar mitzvah. When a male, when he turns 13, he becomes a man. So 13 is a significant number. So I spent my 13th birthday looking at my father in a box. So it fucked with me for a lot of years. But when my mom passed away, I had to go see a grievance counselor in the Veterans Administration, the hospital. And I talked about many things, especially my kids, because I was fucked up and I was losing reality on a lot of aspects of my life. And I asked my therapist if I was doing the right thing with my children because I'm fucked up, and then now now they're getting older, and I was going through a divorce and all that other shit, And my therapist told me, she said, wings and roots, right? And I was like, I looked at her and I'm like, what the hell does that mean, wings and roots? What is that? What are you saying? She said, wings and roots. I said, yeah, explain it to me. She says, well, you raise them, you give them a foundation, that's the roots. And then at a certain point in life, you got to give them the wings. They got to go. You know what I mean? So that's what you do. You instill what you can when they're younger. When they get to a certain age, they're going to fly.
Push them out
she said, she said that you'll always be the roots. So even though they take off and they do their own thing and they might get in trouble, they might not do the right thing, they always come back to dad or mom because you are the roots. You understand? So like even today, my daughter reached out to me, like still, she's 27 years old. Like you never lose that, they always come back to the parents and you give them the advice because you love them and you want to guide them in the right direction. And that's what it's all about. You got to instill your what you've learned from your parents into your children. And as they get older and they fly the coop, hopefully they remember the things you said. Like my kids, like my Gabrielle, my younger daughter, she cooks my meatballs, my chicken cutlets. She still does because I instilled that into her when she was a child, how to make the meatballs and the chicken cutlets and the sauce. And she'll make them and she'll send me the video. Dad, look, I made your chicken cutlet, because they never forget. So I think that when they're younger and you instill your wisdom into them when they're younger, they'll always carry that the rest of their lives, no matter what they encounter, and they could always come back to dad and mom in the future and come for comfort and wisdom. So that's my thought on that whole thing right there. Salud, Chindan.
Salud.
Very good.
Got me trying not to tear up over here, Jimmy.
I had a phone call cut me off.
Oh, but of course. All right.
You had a phone call?
Yeah. It took me out.
All right, moving right along here. Got a couple.
Wait a minute. Wait, you had a phone call during that whole thing?
Yeah.
No, just the second of it, I had to hang up. But when I hung up on the phone
He's
call,
offended.
I could
Jesus
still.
Christ.
Now you'll see. I was only gone for a second or two, but I could still hear you. But the was black.
The visual.
Yes.
You are heard, Father Jimmy. You're always heard, Father Jimmy.
Yes.
All
You know,
right.
I gotta confess.
From your
This
lips,
is
from your lips, Jimmy, to God's ears.
to Lee's ears. So I gotta say, I have to confess. This is definitely a different type of show for me. I'm used to ranting and raving and screaming and wanting to kill everybody. To and then when I did Leslie's shows, they were a little different too for me because I did a lot of soul searching with her, and that was actually different for me too. And then years ago, I did Behind the Muscle with Dave. That was also very different for me because I went into my past and my growing up. So I have to say this show here, The Confessionals, is very different for me, and I like it. It's bringing out a different side of me because I'm like a diamond. I have many facets, to me, to my personality. So I appreciate you putting this together, Tyler. I really do. Lee,
man, Sid's the one who
I
got it all.
appreciate.
He's the producer. I'm so happy.
Love you, Father Jimmy.
Love you, Father Jimmy.
I love all you guys, Sid, Lee, Tyler. I love Dave. This is good stuff for me because it's therapy for me too. The confessions, because I'm hearing people's confessions, real life stuff, and I'm elaborating. We were elaborating on it together, me and Lee, and it's just really it's good. It's good to do. Human beings need each other. Anybody who ever says I'm a fucking island, I don't need anybody. I make $1 million a month. I don't need any fucking money. They're full of shit, man. Because I know a lot of people, wealthy people, they're lonely as fuck. All right. And you know what? People need each other. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. That's why God created man and then he created the woman because he knew that the man needed somebody.
Oh, you
so
mean this woman?
Yes, exactly.
But have you ever noticed, Jimmy? People always say that. People always say that, Jimmy, when they're in groups of people. Like you could have friends around. They're like, I don't need anybody. I don't need anybody. Because I went through that stage for a while when I was into my training. But trust me, when you're at home alone, sitting on the couch or laying in bed, you think of how shitty it is to be alone by yourself. So we all say that sometimes. Yeah, sometimes you might need that space where you want to be by yourself, go for a drive. But having people around you or even an animal, a cat or a dog, brings you peace. So these people that say that are just trying to be tough. But like I said, when you're alone in the house or apartment by yourself at night or during the day, then you get really lonely. So, yeah.
Absolutely. I agree, Lee. Even me, I'm Sagittarius by birth. And, I've read and I'm not saying that that's, written in stone, but, I'm a social butterfly. I like people. I like to interact with people. I like being around people. I hate being. I'm no good alone. I hate being alone. So I know there's many people like that out there. That nobody likes to be alone, man. It sucks. So
I don't know about you, Jimmy. When I was living alone, did you find too? Sometimes at night time, depending how I feel, I'd almost give myself not anxiety, but I'd get really worried. I was scared to go to sleep. Because sometimes you just have those shitty thoughts where, say, if I died, how long will it take someone to find me? Like being alone. Being alone here, if I die, who's going to know for how many days that I'm dead? And that used to fuck with my mind, thinking shit like that.
Well, Lee, I have to say, I just thought about that the other night.
Really?
I was laying in bed and saying, if I fucking die right now, how long is it going to take for somebody to find me? You know what I'm saying? I mean, my brother, he texts me, he calls me. I love my brother to death, but we don't communicate every day. So like if I drop dead in my fucking bed, how long am I going to be laying in that bed till someone realizes, hey, where the fuck is Jimmy, man? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So yeah, I've thought about that too. But then again, on the other side of the coin, if you're dead, who gives a fuck? You're gone.
Right.
But the other side of me says, how long it'd be nice if somebody found me right away. But whatever.
Yeah.
I thought about that too. I did.
But then it's panic. I start going through the whole scenario in my head too. If I am dead, what are people going to do? What are they going to say? How is my mum going to react, or how are other people going to react? Because it's like I'm not ready to go, so I don't want to go. So I start making myself feel worse because
Well,
I've got shit to do.
I could rest assured, I could guarantee one thing: if me and you die, Lee, at some point, that Dave will definitely do a nice. He'll do a nice
Yes.
outing
That's
on
no.
the
us. You
that's
know.
the comments. That's the comments that won't be nice.
Yeah, well, we don't care about them.
God.
But at least Dave will do a nice send off. You know,
Yeah.
he'll flash videos of us when we were younger,
Mm.
training,
Dave
and
Palumbo here. I'm
yeah,
so saddened to tell you that I've
right.
lost my dear friends, both so tragically together. They were driving on a speedboat, freak
Yeah.
speedboat accident. They both died instantly. We can
Yeah.
take comfort in the fact that they died immediately. There wasn't a lot of pain. They were both badasses. They were accredited to the bodybuilding universe. Something
You know,
like
And then
that.
he'll
we
flash.
didn't die peacefully. We had a speedboat accident.
We went out
Jimmy,
violently.
Jimmy lost a leg. I lost an arm. We put a paddle in the water and we drowned, sucking on.
Slazoles.
It wasn't
And then,
peaceful at all.
you know, I remember he asked Dave about this. I said, Dave, if I kick off and you're gonna do a nice
You gonna do a
fucking
fucking
send-off for me."
YouTube video of that?
Yeah, I said, you better do a nice send off for me. You know, Jimmy the Bull, or show him my weightlifting shit in the back and the career and Twin Lamb, and you know.
And you know what
I said,
also?
you better do a nice fucking send off because I did a lot of shit for you, man, and all I wanted is a nice send off. That's all I'm asking.
And he better not get through the whole thing without breaking down on camera.
I hope.
Yeah, he better break down. He's got to break down.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
He'll keep it classy, but you want to see some tears, you know.
Yeah. I want to see him get upset. Maybe not even get some words out. Maybe talk about me and Lee and go, you know, because he can't talk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Cut
I
it
want
out.
to see that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I want to see that.
All right. Well, until then, how about another confession?
Yes.
Here we go. I've lived and married abroad for a long time. That's a hell of an intro.
Yeah.
Okay, this marries abroad. He married abroad. After some injuries, I had to stop training, went into depression, started living wild and crazy, drinking, hanging in bars and nightclubs, had a lot of sexual encounters with ladies of the night, strippers.
That sounds pretty normal to me.
Fooled by ladyboys, not gay. Got drugged, lost my wallet, got in trouble, went paranoid, aggressive. Went back home to see my mom, been clean and slowly working out. I am scared that when I go back to abroad, my wife's country, I will fall back. I've been neglecting life and wife. I miss my builded up life. I'm not sure what he meant there. I feel like sinner and try to be a better man. I love the show. Lee, got dogs like you. Miss them too. Jimmy, you're the man. I used to work out like you, kicking ass, lifting weights. It's getting hard getting older. Some advice about that. Tyler, you complete the show. Oh, thank you, man. There you go.
That's a
that's
a nice confession.
Well, I think it's, it's sad to hear that he got married and then he was still going to strip clubs and cheating on his wife's back, because that's never good. That's like the guilt from that can eat you up inside and stuff. So if you're still with the wife now, you're either, that's a tough one. Do you just let it go and just try to live with that? Or like when I cheated on Kathy, I had to tell her just because it was eating away at me. So he'll have to know what's the right thing to do, whether he destroys his wife in the relationship by telling the truth, or are they strong enough that if he tells her, okay, if it happened a few times, just say it happened once, just to get it off your chest, because then she knows, is it strong enough to make it through that? But stay in the gym, because sometimes going to the gym can give you that feeling you're looking for, make you feel good and stuff. So always keep training to make you feel that way. But yeah, cheating on the wife and stuff, pretty bad. It's like,
Yeah, you gotta get it off your chest. It's eating at you.
But like I said, it's up to how strong the relationship is. If he confesses to the wife, will it survive that or will it destroy that? So, like you said, you feel guilty, but like I said, I've been there where you tell the other person and it destroys them. And then, like I said, that's my biggest regret in life. So you'll have to work out what the right choice will be to make there. It's like,
So what is he saying? When he said he married abroad, what does that mean? He married abroad?
A girl, abroad.
I guess he he decided to go live with her and then got into too much trouble, had to come back to the States. He's still married to her, but he's been apart. It's been long distance. It's on the rocks, it sounds like.
Oh, he married abroad.
Oh, abroad.
He married abroad, not a broad.
Oh,
Oh, that's where I got confused. I'm sorry. Yeah,
No,
when he
that's
said
fair.
that he married abroad, I thought he meant maybe he just married some
a
broad.
girl.
I mean, yeah,
Some
Yeah.
boy on
right.
one there. Yeah.
I got you. Okay, he married abroad. I got
Okay.
you
Well, we'll put it in English. He got married overseas.
He
now.
got married overseas.
Well, that makes that now I understand. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So I've been drinking a little bit.
And
So
what's the bit
all
about the
right. He
lady? What's
married
the bit about the
abroad.
lady
I agree.
boys in there? What's the bit about the lady boys?
He said, oh yeah, that was. He made a point. He said, "Fooled by ladyboys, not gay." He wanted to call that
Was
out.
his wife? Was his wife the lady boy?
We simply don't have enough information.
Oh. But really,
Drinking
if they're
in the
some of those
bars.
lady boys, they must be talking about Thailand or somewhere. Well, look,
Yeah,
some of
they
them look
must be.
just like women. We absolve you from that because if it looks like a woman and it's okay. It's okay.
Lady boys.
Too
Yeah,
much,
you ever
too
seen
much
her?
emphasis on
Yeah.
gender.
Well,
in
when I was in
parts.
Amsterdam, I went to the red light district.
Yeah, I want to go there.
And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you ever been there, Tyler?
No, it's on my bucket list.
I went there. I went there with Keith Angeline and this other guy Jeff, and
And they
we
sit in
we
the window, don't they, Jim? It's like
Yeah,
window
that's what I
shopping.
heard.
they do. So what happened was we were going to Germany. We were going to Dusseldorf to the FIBO. It's the
Mm-hmm.
biggest bodybuilding show in the world, right?
Yeah,
It's in
it's huge.
Germany.
Mm-hmm.
It's huge, fucking huge. So Metrex, Scott Connolly sent us there, and I did performances at Dusseldorf, the FIBO. Anyway, so we got there a little early, so we went to Amsterdam, for a few days because we had time to kill, and we ended up going to the Bulldog Cafe.
Did you eat any
And
moon cakes, Jimmy?
what was that?
Did you eat any of those special space and moon cakes there?
Well, I was just going to say that. So there was this building. It was all psychedelic, like flowers on it. It looked like something out of the '60s in America.
Awesome.
And we went in there, and they had these brownies. They were called space cakes, right?
Yeah.
And they were packed with hash and marijuana in the brownie. And
Yes, please.
yeah, so I got a couple. I ate a couple. But Jeff, who was in the Iraqi War, he was just eating them like crazy.
No.
And I
Rookie
said,
mistake.
Jeff, slow down on the brownies,
Oh,
man.
yeah. Because
I
when
said,
when they
it's not
when
like,
they hit when that hits you,
Famous last words is what he heard right there.
exactly. So I said, it ain't like smoking it, man. You're eating it. It's gonna
No
take a
way.
while to hit you. I
It's
said,
gonna hit
stop,
you like a freight
stop.
train.
And he kept eating the fucking brownie because they were small. He was just I mean,
And they taste
Keith
good.
had a, they do. They tell, yeah, it's like a fucking brownie. So
Yeah.
make a long story short, as we were traveling around Amsterdam, we lost Jeff somehow. And so we were looking. So anyway, the hotel that we stayed at was the Rolling Stones was there like 2 weeks prior. We got their suite up top of the. I have pictures. I got to send them to you, Tyler. So we stayed in the Rolling Stones suite, which was rooftop. You get out, go up on the roof, you see old Amsterdam.
Oh,
It was
man.
fucking. It was cool, man. So
nice.
you couldn't even get in the elevator. The elevator was like a dumbwaiter in a fucking restaurant. You could barely get in there with a suitcase. And it had like one little round window, and it took you up the fucking, wherever. And then you had to go up these stairs. And you had to fight the suitcases
Was
to
it
get up.
one of those elevators, Jimmy, where it still has the old? Remember the cage door you shut first,
Yeah,
and then the
yeah.
elevator
And I
door.
think it actually had a fucking rope to pull us up to the fucking top floor.
No.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was
The
everything
pulley
in
system
Amsterdam.
elevator.
Everything in Amsterdam is narrow, tall, and deep because they
Yeah.
charge taxes by the width of your house. So
It's
everything
crazy.
is it's crazy over there. So anyway, we stayed over there, and then we were on the streets, and we went to that place, and Jeff ate those brownies, and he got fucked up, and we lost him, and we looked him for like a half a day. We couldn't find him,
You
and then
really
we
lost
finally
him.
we lost him. Yeah, he just wandered off, and being that we were a little fucked up, so anyway,
Like the blind
we
leading the blind.
yeah, it was like the blind. So we finally found the guy. He was on a park bench in front of McDonald's out cold. So we picked him up. We were so happy that we found him because we're in Amsterdam. So we brought him back to the hotel, and then me and Keith decided we want to go to the red light district, right?
Yeah.
So because we wanted to check it out. We never, we heard a lot about it. We never experienced it, so we went there. and it's basically two roads with all red lights, street lights, all red, right? It looked like fucking Satan's town, right? And then there's two bridges connecting,
Mm-hmm.
the roads, right? So we went over this one bridge, and we see this guy standing out front. Looked like the movie from Dust Till Dawn with Cheech and Chong, when he's like,
Yeah.
come on in, you'll get the, you got pussy here. This pussy
Yeah.
smell like chicken. Pussy smell like
Yeah.
fucking,
That's a
rat.
good impression.
Smell like dog. So he was doing all that shit. So we went up to him. We go, what's going on? He goes, come on. He goes, Betty and Sue, Betty and John are back. I said, who the fuck is Betty and John? So we went in there, and it was like a theater, you know and we were in the theater, and it had the curtains shut down, and we're all, we're fucking banged up on fucking hash and all this shit, and we're drinking, and we're fucking waiting in the seats, and all of a sudden the curtains open up, right? And
Mm-hmm.
there's Betty and John, fucking going at it on the stage, we're like,
Oh my gosh.
what the fuck? What kind of place is this? These people are having sex on the stage. People are cheering. So anyway, we got up and we left. And now we're going down the streets, and there's these little alleyways all over the place, like a maze of alleyways. And then you go down these alleyways, and they have these glass, whatever. And
The
the guy
window.
is the windows, yeah. And the guy is sitting in on the chair with his legs crossed. And it looks like a broad. You know what I mean? And it's so either the guy's in the window, or the curtains closed means he's working, or she's working, whatever. So we traveled through there. And we checked it out, and we were like, "Holy shit, this fucking place is insane," But anyway, the moral of the story is, yeah, you can't even tell. It's unbelievable.
All to
You
tie
know,
that
Yes.
in.
you can't even tell. It's it was the most craziest place I've ever been in my life. But I had a lot of fun there. And then we ended up going to Germany, and we did some shows in Germany, and we had a lot of fun, man.
The
It was like
shows in The shows in Germany where you're wearing a G-string.
No, the shows in Germany, I
Getting
was
married.
I was wearing I was wearing my spandex with a Metrix t-shirt, and everybody was there too. So what happened was Metrix had a big booth there, and we were making a lot of noise. A lot of people were coming there. So the next stage over, Joe Weider's booth was there. So he didn't. It was a little weak, but then he flew over Flex Wheeler and all these other. Everybody was coming over, and they were doing shows. So it was like a battle. It was like Metrix and Joe Weider, Muscle Fitness. It was quite an experience, So anyway, I don't know what the fucking point of the story I was trying to make, but that's that's what I experienced.
The point of the story was you can be easily confused when you're on space cakes.
Yes.
Sure.
So the space cakes definitely.
I've noticed Jimmy with his experience with the guy in the bed sucking the old sausage in Amsterdam. There's always some sort of chemical involved that affects Jimmy's minds when this stuff's going down.
You know what I want to know? I want to know how the fuck this show is confessionals about the fan, and we always confessing our shit. I don't understand how this happens.
Well, that makes them feel at ease too. Then I think if we do that, because it just shows that we're not all perfect. We all have stuff inside,
Absolutely.
and like I said, in doing this show, like if you were to mention some stuff, I'm not sure about you, Jimmy, but sometimes you don't even think about it, but then someone can send in their confession and you go, oh shit, and then it comes back to us and then we can confess. So I think it's good we just don't sit here in judgment, that we're just like them, and we can go back and forth and tell our things too.
You're 100% right, Lee, because when they like this gentleman here, when he said the confessions about abroad, and it just shot me back to Amsterdam, and it did. It really did.
And that's the thing too, because with us, we showed it. Yes, we'll listen to your confessions and talk about them, but it's like sometimes if you go into the church and you go into the proper box they have in the church, sometimes you think to yourself, what, is this priest all holy? He's never made mistakes and blah, blah, blah. Whereas we're like actually showing that, yes, we are children of God, listening to their confessions, but us too have also slipped. So it is okay to confess and repent your sins.
Yes. So I think like the whole the spectrum of the show that we're doing is that, people write in their confessions, and then we talk about our stuff, and basically the bottom line is that, we all make mistakes, and sometimes it still weighs on our mind years later, and it's okay, because that's what the life.
I think sometimes too we could be too hard on ourselves, because even when we say I made a mistake. Sometimes it's not a mistake. At that point in your life, it could have been something you were doing or experimenting with. And, I find it all a learning process. Yes, sometimes what we did might not be right, but you
Right.
learn from it and then you move on. So, sometimes
Yeah.
you got to learn the hard way. And I think we've all done that with different aspects of our lives. So sometimes,
Very true.
learning the hard way can also be the right way because you learned from whatever bad you did to be a better person
Yes.
down the
Yes.
road.
Like when I used to go to the sex clubs years ago, I realized later on that, that was pretty bad, but at the time
Yeah.
I was enjoying it, and I used to go, and of course drugs were involved, and I was younger,
Yes.
but I enjoyed myself at the time. But
Mm-hmm.
later on, as I got older, life evolved for me. I was
Mm-hmm.
like, what the hell was I thinking about, man? I was going in the middle of the night in Manhattan,
Yeah.
going through these like doors, and giving passwords to get in. It was crazy, And then I walked into these rooms. There was just like a sea of bodies, just you know,
Mm-hmm.
having sex, just like all these bodies just moving. It looked like the
Whoa.
floor was moving, And I was like, I walk into these rooms, like, what the fuck, what I mean? But I still went. And then when I was walking through the room, I had people like, women grabbing my leg, as I was walking by, and like it was like Satan's den, like people grabbing my legs, and I'm
It's
walking.
like it's like Sodom and Gomorrah.
Yeah, it was like as I
Yeah.
was walking through the room, this dark room with like some
See
red
that?
lights,
There's
people
another there's
people
another Bible
all
thing
I
I
had was
threw
a
at you.
towel. I had a towel on, and people are grabbing on me, and I'm like, what the fuck? I mean, like, it was, it was, I was in hell. I was in hell.
Did you
I
like that
really
other
was.
Bible? You like that Bible reference there, Sodom and Gomorrah? You like that, Jimmy? Hey.
It was Lee. I can't believe your knowledge of the Bible,
But the
man. It's
thing is, too, you have to
very
remember
shocks
what
me, man.
I know. What people need to realize also is that think of your life as a book. As long as you're still living, your book hasn't ended. You can
No,
always rewrite the ending of your book. Like, let's just
absolutely.
say what you did there and what people do with this little. It's only a chapter of your life where you might have done something bad that you feel bad about. But you know what? You got the rest of your life to change it, to make the outcome of that book good. It's like when
That's
you read a
true.
book. There's good bits, bad bits, but generally towards the end, there's a happy ending. So just think of your life as a book. If you've done a couple of
Well,
bad
as long as
chapters,
you have the time to
yeah,
change it.
and every day you're
So,
alive,
my
breathing,
advice is to start changing it now, because you never know
yeah,
when your clock is going to end. So you got to start making the changes now if you want to live
yes. When
a
you're
better life.
on that deathbed, you want to sort of know, you want to know that you've done all you can do, and any wrongs you've made right, so you can die
Right.
in peace and go into
Yeah,
the loving arms of God.
I would. I would.
Mm.
I'm not going to mention, but I had a cousin of mine, a first cousin, and he was, he was involved in the mob, and he did a lot of fucked up things in his life, and drugs and whorehouses, and I mean, one of my friends got married from the place I used to work, and we rented a whorehouse actually, and
Mm-hmm.
we all went to the whorehouse, and it was, it was crazy, man, just women all over the place, and just crazy. I can't even tell you. So, make a long story short, he got sick and he ended up in the hospital. Then he was back home. Then he was he had like a rare cancer of the blood. He was not that old, and he was at his house, and the priest came,
Mm-hmm.
and my cousin started making confessions to him about all the shit he did in his life. And the only reason why I know that is because at the wake, the priest was up at the front, and he was explaining that my cousin started confessing all the shit he did in his life, because he would never do that with anybody. You know,
Mm-hmm.
uh, I know he's killed people. I know he's done terrible things, but he confessed to the priest. And I got to tell you, I was like, after the priest mentioned all this stuff, and he wouldn't tell everybody what he did. He just said that he
Mm-hmm.
confessed all this shit. He wasn't proud of his life. He was ashamed. And he asked the priest if God would forgive him for his life and all this. This is in the end, because he died like a few days later. And I never forget it. I was like jealous. I was jealous. I said, my cousin, as bad as he was, all the shit he did, he confessed, you know, and I was like, wow, I hope I have that chance, to do
Mm-hmm.
something like that, And I was a little jealous, and I was proud of him, but I was a little jealous at the same time. And it's crazy as that
Well,
sounds, but
that's why we have this
yeah,
show, Jimmy, so people like you and I and other people You don't have to wait till your last dying days. You can
Yeah,
confess now,
yeah,
feel good, and get on with living a great life from that point forward.
absolutely. I agree 100%. So I think it's good that people are sharing their confessions with us, and by all means, we're not here to, we're not God. We're not going to say you're forgiven,
We're not even
but
priests.
right, we're not even priests. But you know what? The fact that you're sharing it means it's on your mind, and you're looking for some kind of salvation out of the things you're saying, and you're sharing it with us. And I'm going to say that we're doing it, with God. So when God says when two or three people gather together in His name, that you will be forgiven, because it says that in the Scripture. So I think that this is great that everybody's sharing their confessions with us, and
Hmm.
we're sharing ours at the same time. I think it's fantastic. I
And
really do.
don't forget to leave the entertaining ones. It's an entertainment show, so if you got some wacky shit that you've done in your bodybuilding slash
Absolutely.
fitness esque lifestyle,
So
let us
basically, what
know.
I'm trying to say is, like, this is great, but slash, it's entertainment, because we all want to laugh, and laugh at ourselves and laugh at our confessions, at the same time. So I think it's
Yeah.
great, man.
As
All
long as
right.
they remember too, we're not laughing at them, we're just
Never.
laughing
No,
at their stories.
we're laughing together.
Yeah.
That's
We're
what we're
here.
doing.
We're
Yeah,
here to be laughed
absolutely. Yeah,
at. All right.
yeah.
And with
Nah,
that,
nah. We don't do that.
No.
no, they can laugh at us.
Yeah, they can laugh at
Anyways,
us, right? Yeah.
we got two left, I believe. Here's the second
Oh,
from
yes.
last. Oh, sorry. Let me get the confessional music going again. That's really important. Hello,
Yep.
fathers. When I was 18, she was also 18. Thank you for clarifying. Important. I invited a
Mhm.
girl over to stay the night. Both my parents worked nights, so I was home alone. She comes over around midnight, and we have talked about hooking up over text, but as we start making out, she tells me she's on her period and doesn't like giving BJs, I'm assuming, either. Bus. It'll. I
Mm.
tell her maybe to come back another time. She says she can't go home either. Wait, I'm sorry. She says she can't go home. Her dad will be mad. My parents will be home at 6 a.m. So if I get caught, somehow at least make it worth it by getting some action, which I guess didn't happen. So he calls around to a local women's shelter to find her a bed for the night and dropped her off and never spoke to her again. Later, he kind of felt bad. Did he make the right call? He needs some closure and forgiveness. Thank you, fathers. So, did we get that?
Mhm.
He
I don't.
couldn't. He couldn't get laid, and he was willing to take the punishment if he did. But since he didn't, he was like, "I gotta offload."
Well, he's 18, so he's technically an adult. He brought a girl home. Look, me personally, I would have let her sleep there rather than take her to a woman's shelter. And if your parents see her, you could just say, listen, she had a lot of problems at home with her mum or dad and she couldn't stay there tonight. She wanted me to take her to a woman's shelter, but being the man I am, you've raised me right. Mum and dad, you raised me right. I said she could come stay here and she slept on
In
the
my
couch.
bedroom.
So
Yeah. Oh, on the couch. There you go.
put her on the couch, but
Smart.
I would have let her stay there because women's shelters probably aren't the nicest places if you go and there's
Oh
women that
no.
been abused and drug people and that. So if she was nice enough to come over, I would have let her stay and then just told mum and dad the next day why she's having problems at home and they kicked her out. So I let her stay here rather than go to the shelter because mum and dad, you raised me right. They wouldn't have got mad at you if you had said that.
Jimmy, what do you think?
Yeah. So his confession is that he feels bad that he brought her to the shelter, or
Yeah,
he kept her at the house.
No, that he
took her to
brought
the
her to
shelter.
a women's shelter for the rest of the night instead of thinking she could just take discipline from her dad. But I don't know.
Oh, so he feels bad that he brought her to the women's shelter instead of just telling her to stay here at the house.
I think
Yeah,
that's it. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I would say that he was 18, like Lee said, but he was still young, and he probably had fear of his parents at that time, that what they would say if he had this girl stay overnight. So I think he
Hmm.
did it out of fear. He brought the girl to the women's shelter because he was afraid of what his parents might say or do. So I don't blame him for what he did. I probably maybe I would have done the same thing because of respect to my parents. So I basically I would say that he did the right thing at the time for himself. So I can't disagree with him.
Anyways, we got one more confession that is from our fans. And we'll go to it
Oh,
now.
hello,
Hello,
Father.
fathers. We're ending on a funny one. Oh
Mm.
wait, I'm sorry. This is the second from last. There's one more after this. We'll make it quick. Hello, father. So my ex broke up with me. I always felt like she was in love with the guy she was with before me, our whole relationship. When we break up, she
Mm.
comes over to drop off my shirts and other belongings. We end up having some goodbye sex. When I'm about ready to finish, she says do it on her chest, but instead I bust the biggest load of my life all over her face and hair right after I tell her get out so she has to drive home with it on her. Am I wrong for this?
No, no, no.
I don't know. I'm not so
Lee?
That
sure.
was just no. She's the one in the wrong because he said she had a new boyfriend. So her with the new boyfriend, she's having sex for the last time with him. She's in the wrong. He just did what he normally does because coming in the face and the hair is not wrong. Even though he said it would come on her chest, he just sometimes it's hard to control the aim. So
Oh yeah, sure.
I agree with Lee. I think, that because she was, coming over and that was like the last hurrah. And, she was like, do it on my chest. And he
Go
was
out
like,
with a
no,
bang.
no, I'm doing it on your face and all over your fucking
hmm
hair, because
It's great
it,
closure.
it's a great closure. Right. Exactly. So I don't blame him. I don't think he did wrong. I think he did right because
You guys
this,
are terrible.
this son of a bitch was going out on, going somewhere else anyway.
yeah.
And he got his rocks off. And I take my hat off to him. I think he did the right thing.
Takes his priestly hat off to you, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely.
We
Wow.
don't
All
we
right.
don't we don't see anything wrong with that at all. She was in the wrong, like
No,
I said, cheating
Oh
on the
my
new
god.
boyfriend. So
absolutely. I would have did the
he's
same thing.
this guy's single. He went over to pick up his clothes, and he just got one more for the road.
Absolutely, yeah.
It wasn't. He said it felt like she was in love with the guy she was with before.
She was in love with him. Come on, don't
Ah,
bullshit
okay.
us.
Yeah.
We're giving him benefits of the doubt here. All
Mm.
right. That leads us to our final confession. This means it's
Mm.
fucking name. Well, let us know what you think of the pipe organ music. Is that already getting old within one episode?
Yeah.
Anyways, this one came in just yesterday, squeezing it in here for the episode. Hi, Tyler / guys. Okay. Let me congratulate to you guys. The show is amazing. Oh, thank you. My confession. I've got only one ball / parentheses testicle to elaborate. That is a confession. Lost the other one due to cancer in my 30s. Hey, straight whatever happens. I survived and I'm in my 40s now. Since it has been a challenge to be strong mentally, am I half male or a reject? Ah, fuck that, dude. How a
No.
female will deal with it. What if I lose the other one? So many demons to fight with. I lived a healthy lifestyle, lifting, and no smoking at all in my life. Appreciate your input. Love you guys. Greetings from Hungary. God bless.
Ah,
Wow.
well, no, you shouldn't feel any. Look, I know a lot of people who have. Some have even been born with just one testicle, and their lives are fine. And you're talking to bodybuilders whose balls shrink up a bit. Trust me, balls are like decorations on a Christmas tree. It's the shaft that is the present. It's just like the Christmas tree. That looks good with decorations,
It's like the
but look
star
what's
on the top.
look yeah, look what's under there. So trust me, half the time too. I don't even think girls really worry about the balls if they really grab them anymore or stuff like that. You can just do whatever. But look, you have to remember what you went through. You had cancer, and by the grace of God, you had it cut out, and now the cancer's gone. So you should never feel bad about that. If removing that testicle has saved your life, well, there's nothing to be feel guilty about. You still have
Not at
one.
all.
You can still have sex. So look, if you got with a girl and she left you because of something so trivial that you only had one testicle, she's not the one because that shouldn't make any difference at all, should it?
Nah,
No.
it's not a big deal.
So
Jimmy?
I have to say, I have a friend, Vinny. I won't mention his last name.
Mm-hmm.
The same thing happened to him. So I was bouncing at this strip club one night, and my friend Vinny shows up at the strip club, and we're talking. I worked the door, and we're talking, and all of a sudden, my friend Vinny grabs his jeans, and he says, "Jimmy, what do you think?" And it was his one testicle was tremendous. I says, "Yo, Vinny, what the fuck?" He says, "I know. What do you think?" I said, "I
Tremendous.
think you need to go to the fucking doctor. That's what the fuck I think, because it was
Yeah.
fucking, it was huge." So I ended up going to the doctor, and it was cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And he's had cancer several times in his scapula. He actually broke his scapula. There was a tumor in his scapula, and it went into his lungs, and he had it in his. This guy is a true Viking. He survived it all, and he only has one testicle today. And I told him back then in the past, I said, Vinny, you survived a tumor in your back, cancerous lung. He almost
Mm-hmm.
died. And he had to go out to the Midwest to this famous doctor to help him cure the cancer. And the doctor actually told him the treatment I'm going to give you, there's going to be two outcomes. You're going to die or you're going to fucking make it. And he said,
50,
give it to me. And he did it. So now he has the one testicle. And he mentioned that like this fella is mentioning it. And I said, Vinny, are you fucking kidding me? After everything you went through, the one testicle, is that really an issue? And he says, no. I says, absolutely. I says, continue on your life. You got like a third chance to to live life because you had cancer 3 fucking times. I don't know anybody that survived the shit you did. Me, I would have gave up already and died. I said, so you know what? God bless you. Stay strong. And you know what? If anybody says anything about your one testicle, tell them to go fuck themselves.
Yeah.
Because they didn't go through the shit you went through, and you
Yeah.
survived, and you're still here, and you're still in power with yourself. Forget it. Fuck it.
Exactly. And this guy too, he says he feels like half a man. Never. Just
Not a
feels like
half a man. You kidding me?
balls,
He's more of a man.
Exactly.
How many men could have went through what he went through?
Exactly.
None. I'm telling you, I told my friend Vinny, I don't even think I could have survived the shit you went through. You know what I mean? And he made it through.
Look,
so you know what?
You look at people today. He's saying he feels like half a man. There are actually women out there who are saying they are men today. So never feel like half a man.
Yeah,
you are
exactly.
You are a man. Like I said, you don't dwell on it. You survived cancer. You got a new lease on life. I'd be like,
he's more than a man because he went through that shit and survived.
Exactly. I'd be praising that one testicle I have that it didn't get cancer as well. So you're still here for a reason. So live a good life, live your best life, and be happy.
100%.
Hell yeah.
I agree.
Couldn't agree even more as a man of the cloth.
Absolutely. I take my hat off to you, brother.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Hell yeah. All right. Well, that's a nice note to end things off. Valiant.
Yes.
Affirming.
Yes.
Like it. Father's closing notes.
Jimmy, you can close out the show today. Jimmy.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna say that we really enjoy this. We really love interacting with people, and I think everybody should still please write in their confessions to us because we want to share them with you, and we want to also give you our confessions, and we have many confessions.
Yes.
Nobody's innocent. Nobody's we're all sinners, and and we all need to gather together and clarify our sins together. And I think it's a great idea. Please continue to send in to Tyler the confession so we can continue the show. And I think it's fantastic. And I love everybody out there.
Where did I send it into, Jimmy?
Oh, that's a great thing to ask.
Tyler knows. Tyler knows.
There
RX
it is on the
Muscle,
bottom of the screen. RX Muscle Confessions at gmail.com.
And it's totally confidential.
That's right.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And on that note, if anyone, I'm going to look into it, but feel free to hit me up in the comments if you know how to do anonymous phone calling. Somebody talked about getting fans on the air, which is not off the table. We might get people just straight up on the air, not anonymous.
Oh, I mentioned that. What do you mean somebody? I said that.
I'm sorry. Jimmy mentioned that, and somebody liked the idea that Jimmy mentioned it. So that's not off the table. But I'd love to have anonymous, voice changing technology, be able to call in and tell.
That'd be fantastic.
So we can ask them questions on air. So
that'd be great.
If anyone's experienced anonymous voice changing technology on,
but really, with so many voices out there, would it be like, Jimmy's voice is distinct, but really no one's really going to recognize it.
So then we can just have an open we could maybe do a voice. They can turn their video off, right? Yeah.
You can just do voice
audio,
call.
have them come in. Let me test.
Or they can just point their camera in a different direction or point it down at the table.
Okay. Let us know if that's the best way to go about it in the comments because we can get that rolling ASAP. Maybe we'll go live for the next one.
Oh, that'd be great. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah. Oh, man, on the up and up.
Yep.
All right. Fathers, thank you so much. It's been very holy. It's been very pious.
May God be with you all today and tomorrow.
God save the queen.
Forever.
I don't know.
The king.
For the king. And all the kings. Stay woke. See ya.